Hey, what's going on everybody? Alex with you here again. Thanks for dropping by. In today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit about microphones. I brought today 3 different Rode mics. Now, I'm not partial to Rode as a brand. There's other microphones out there that work just as well, but the very first microphone that I'll be showing you guys today is this Rode surround sound microphone that you see right over here, and I'll talk to you guys about some of the things I like and dislike about this particular microphone system here in just a minute. The other microphone that I brought with me today is this Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. I think that was the name. This is a shotgun mic. Thirdly, we're going to be talking about this very generic Rode Wireless Go system. This is your typical lavalier mic setup, which actually I have found to be very useful in a lot of situations. Now, what you're hearing right now is the sound that is being recorded through the in-body. So this is the in-camera video mic system, and I'm using the Canon EOS R6 Mark II for the most part. In these type of situations where you don't have a lot of complexity to sound and things are okay. It's not a super windy day, even though I actually wish it was a little bit more windy so we can really put some of these mics up to the test. But pay attention to the surround sound, pay attention to the birds singing, pay attention to the sound of the cars. That's actually like there's a road right over there, not far away. So you'll hear some of this car noises and whatnot. One of the things about the internal mic system here is for the most part it's okay, but I came out on a windy day the other day, and let me show you the example. I'm gonna just kind of come up real quick right up to the mic to the mic and blow on it, okay? And I'm gonna blow on the other side too. So hopefully, I don't know, I can't really get a feedback immediately, but I came out on a windy day the other day, and I was using the in-body mic, and it was a windy day, but it wasn't even that windy, and then it ended up to where the sound was just so distorted whenever the wind was blowing, which was 95% of the time, that I was getting ready to literally throw the entire footage to the trash. That is when I decided to go ahead and find a surround sound mic, the one that I was just showing you guys, to get something different, something that may be able to work better in windy situations, which it does and it doesn't, and I'll show you guys here that in just a minute. I'm going to take us over there to the tennis court. It's getting a little bit windy here right now, and we're going to test some of these microphones out. Your first question is going to be, why did I bring you guys to a tennis court? Well, for one, it is 28 degrees outside and nobody's playing tennis right now, but for two, I can actually systematically measure the sound output, because we know how long these tennis courts are. Tennis courts, especially officials tennis courts like this for practice, are all going to be the same length. And I'll give you that length here and down there below, because I don't know it right now. I'm going to have to Google it as I edit this video, but whatever. We have a systematic way to measure this, because I can move away to the other side and we can see what kind of sound we get. By the way, we are starting to get some wind, which is fantastic. So hopefully if you guys are going to start hearing some distortion, that's what we're going to be talking about. The wind is really slight, maybe like 3 miles an hour, something not so bad. But okay, here we go. I'm still using the in-body microphone on the Canon EOS R6 Mark II, and we're just going to slowly be walking back, and I'm not really going to be speaking louder or anything like that. I'm going to walk to the other side. We're going to see what we're going to get. If I get out of focus, it's because I get out of focus. But, so now I'm just going to walk this way. Perfect. So here I am coming back, and hopefully now my voice is becoming a little bit more clear. Here I am now. I'm about 3 feet away from the camera. Welcome back. Welcome back. Here we are. Okay, so here we have I don't know what you guys heard, but we're gonna be able to tell that once I start editing this video. The number one mic that I'm using in some situations, this is the surround sound Rode microphone. Here we go. This little bulbous microphone, this little cup cap, whatever it is, allows you to record in a surround sound situation. Most of these surround sound microphones, there's two little condenser mics that sit in like this fashion, okay? So they're like 45 degrees, and one is pointing one way and one is pointing the other way. And the reason why they do that, not just so that you can get a nice sort of a surround sound noise, but in a lot of situations, one is recording with one track, the other one is with the other one. And when you're listening back to these recordings, you will be able to actually hear the direction. Let's say there's a car coming from the right to the left, or vice versa. You actually hear, depending on, of course, what type of speaker system you're using, but in a lot of situations, if you're using surround sound microphones, while listening to the video, you get a nice surround sound experience because you can actually see, and we can test that. I can go around the camera and you can kind of guess which side I'm on by basically because you're using this. That's one of the advantages of using surround sound mic. The other advantage is, given that it compared to like a shotgun microphone where it's sort of taking a cutout of what is in front of it, this gives you a much broader angle. So this is almost shooting at like a 180 degree. It's still shooting some, like, let's say I put this and I talk behind the camera, you're still going to be able to pick up that noise pretty well. But most of what it's getting is it's getting this sort of a broad range. And that's really neat too. It's going to give you a nice balanced sound with not too much voice isolation, but it's overall going to pick up on everything. So if you're in an environment, for example, where you want that, you want the rustling of the leaves, or maybe you're in a coffee shop, or maybe if you're in a traffic-like situation, there's a lot of cars, there's a lot of commotion, and you really want that sound to be picked up to give you that broad experience. Let's say you're doing a video of some kind of a town, or you're traveling or something, this might be a good microphone to have. On the back side of it here, if I can zoom in, it's got an on-off, and then it's got a couple of dampeners. Those dampeners are used to basically dampen your sound. If you've got too much of something and you want to sort of isolate it, bring it closer, you can always do that, okay? Another advantage to having this microphone is, although it's kind of an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time, here in this area behind, it uses a 9-volt battery. So how many times do you go out and you want to shoot a video with a microphone that you are, recharging, and then you realize you might have not recharged it, or it cuts off halfway and then you have to throw away your video because you didn't charge it enough or something? I put in a brand new 9-volt battery today, so I more or less know we're gonna be okay. So another thing that comes in with this is there's a cord. There's this cord that you plug in, this little guy. It actually comes right out of the microphone, and it's sort of embedded into it, which is a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that you don't have to worry about bringing the cord. In fact, when I was bringing the other microphone, the video shotgun mic, halfway to getting here, I actually remembered I forgot the cord. I was almost gonna turn around and have to go home and get the cord. Then I realized I had one in the car, but that was like a situation where I was like, oh crap, I forgot the cord. In this case, you never forget the cord. The only problem is if for some reason you pull on it or tug it, or it gets damaged inside, then you're kind of SOL, because this cord comes out of the inside of the microphone, right? You see right over here. So if for some reason it gets damaged, then you're done. Whereas if you have a cord that detaches and it plugs back in, then you can always supplement for another cord, or if you need a longer cord. In this situation, this is as long as this cord is. If you want to have a longer cord, you can always have an extension for this guy. But if it's a microphone where it just plugs in the cord, then you just plug it in and you go. Anyways, enough talking. Let's plug this in and test it out, okay? Yeah, let's give this a try, okay? We're using the surround sound microphone. I'm gonna actually step that way, and depending on what you're using to listen to this video, I would recommend probably switching to some really nice headphones, so that way you can get this surround sound effect. But I'm gonna go ahead and step into the right side. I'm stepping all the way kind of a 90 degree to the right side of this microphone, and we're just gonna step. We're gonna go this way a little bit. We're gonna walk this way here. I'm gonna step to the other side. Everybody, now I'm on the left side. I'm approximately maybe 4 feet away from the microphone, so you should get a pretty good clear sound. Okay, so now let's do what we did with the in-body microphone. I'm gonna walk all the way to the other side of the tennis court. We'll chit-chat for a second and see what we can pick up. I'm stepping away. I'm about maybe what, I'm 10 to 12 feet maybe? 12, 15, maybe 15 feet now. Okay, let's walk. Hopefully nobody's gonna steal my camera. Still talking. I don't know how long. Here we are all exactly on the other side of the tennis court. So this is maybe not practical for a lot of situations. Maybe it is. You never know. It really just depends on your particular situation. But in this case, we don't have a lot of extraneous sound. So whatever I'm using right now is my tone of voice. You should be able to hear me. I think if there was another person standing by the camera with the way that I'm talking. I also want to test these microphones out in different situations. So we're gonna. So here we are. That is this type of sound we're getting. I'm not using any dampening or anything like that. Just kind of straight up, just turn it on and go. VideoMic Pro Plus shotgun microphone. This is a really nice microphone. I got this microphone quite a while back. It does use an internal rechargeable battery here at the bottom. I think this is what separates this particular model from the non-plus one. There is a Rode VideoMic Pro, but it's not the Plus version. This one actually gets charged up using that micro USB port right over here. I do kind of wish at this point it used USB-C, but I think when I purchased this, USB-C ports were not that as popular. But either way, it's you get quite a few hours of recording time on every charge, which is one of the biggest advantages of this. One of the disadvantages that I notice is, well, as with any microphone systems, honestly, unless you're using the in-body one, I found myself in situations where even with this microphone, I'd record for a while and I'd do my whole spiel and I'm putting, joking and everything, and all of a sudden I come back to a video edited, and then it has given me maybe a couple of hours of recording or whatever. Half of the video might be silent, and then you're like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, the in-body, at least, the in-body is not gonna like drop your sound like that, but if for some reason you forgot to charge this or whatever, you might end up being completely SOL. Anyways, let's test this guy, okay? So I think I'm recording now. I hope I'm recording now. Another really good sort of advantage of this particular mic is that whenever you plug it into your camera, it'll turn on. So if you have it plugged in and you turn off the camera, the mic turns off. And then if you turn on your camera, you don't have to worry about, oh, did I turn on the microphone or not? Because it'll turn on by itself. Somehow it just sends a signal, and that's a really big plus for this particular microphone. So I think that this particular microphone really shines if you're about this close here, or even closer. Like if I'm coming up this, I'm about a foot and a half away from this microphone, and I'm talking directly into the microphone. What it does is it actually it'll suppress the sound behind me, and it will really isolate my voice to give me this really nice, rich, very rounded voice with a lot of bass and a lot of, it's a nice microphone. Now, as I'm stepping away, it's gonna pick up more of the background. I've always noticed this microphone doing that. So as we go to the other side of the tennis court, you'll notice it's gonna pick up more of the surroundings. One of the disadvantages of this microphone is if I'm walking, let's say, to the side, and I'm gonna kind of walk around and tell you where I am, it starts to lose that quality. So it's really the best microphone to use. Like, you can actually take it off, and what I used to do is I would put this microphone like closer to me but have it out of the camera, and that would give me a really nice richness to my voice, probably like the best I've heard as far as quality. But I'm gonna go ahead and step to the right side of the camera, and we're gonna make a loop around, and you'll see how that changes the ability of that mic to pick up, because what it is that the shotgun microphone picks up whatever's in the front of the camera. So let's just walk. So we're walking slowly. I am about 4 feet, maybe 5 feet away from the microphone. I'm on the right side. It's probably going to start picking up on those cars over there. You can definitely hear a lot of noise from the little road that's over here. I'm going to walk back. Now I am about 5 feet behind the camera. This is probably where it's going to pick up the sound the worst, because of just the way that it's designed. It's not designed to pick up behind the microphone. So now I'm on the left side. Even if you're using surround sound headphones right now, you're probably really not going to be able to make a distinction between the right and left side. And then, like I said, I'm walking towards the front of the camera, and here is probably where it's going to pick up the best as far as like how it's going to hear. So let's walk to the other side of the tennis court, and we're going to test that sound too. So here I am. It is really chilly. It really is. What I'm about, maybe I would say what, 20 feet, maybe 20 feet away from the camera. One of the things with that noise right there behind, if I was doing a video, that would be a big no-no, because it's probably picking up all those trucks over there and all the dilapidated vehicles that are trying to make their way God knows where. But that would be a no-no. When I would be editing this video, it would just be terrible, absolutely terrible. Let's walk. I'm so happy that there's nobody here. Yeah, so here we are. Making our way to the other side of the tennis court. And here we are. I really hope I'm recording. Yeah, I don't even know if I pressed the record button. Here we are on the other side. Here we are. I don't know how my voice sounds, but I hope that you guys are able to hear something. I'm really not talking any louder than I did with the surround sound microphone, or when I'm recording for the gimbal. But hopefully you guys are going to be able to tell a little bit of a difference here. But yeah, I used to use this microphone quite a lot, and I don't use it much nowadays, just because a lot of the noise that it's able to pick up will pick up from behind you. So anything behind you, whether it's an AC unit, whether it's cars or public or whatever it is, any sound noise that is directly behind you, it just scoops everything up, because it's got this really narrow range for picking up sound, that it just like sucks everything in, and then you're going to video edit it, and it's just terrible. There's so many times where I would get home and I'd be so frustrated with the way that the noise came out. But anyways, that's that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and we're gonna switch, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about the lavalier system that I've got. This is just a wireless Rode system. I think one of the very first ones. You can get this for probably about $120 used. I don't know if Rode still makes these new, but you can definitely get these. And what happened is I actually got the new Rode Pro, where you have the 2 receivers and a little carrying pouch which charges up your receivers, and I ended up giving to my parents because I didn't need 2 receivers. I use only one. They gave me this back, and I was able to use this quite extensively in a lot of my video shoots, especially in situations where I'm talking like this and I really need to isolate my voice. I'm using this Rode lavalier microphone here attached to the receiver, so we're going to go ahead and you plug this little guy in here. It uses USB-C to charge. You really have to make sure you charge these, because compared to like that shotgun microphone that I showed you, the shotgun microphone gets like a solid, I don't know how many hours. They were saying like close to 100 hours. I wouldn't say that much, but you get so many hours that it really is never an issue for you to be like, oh, am I going to run out of battery? As long as you charge it, you're going to get a lot of hours. This little guy here, yeah, you better charge it, and if you're gonna be out all day, you maybe want to get some kind of an extensive little power bank or something like that to make sure that you double charge it, because you could run out of juice on these little things. But the way that it turns on is, if you guys are not familiar, just press this little on button on the main hub unit, and then my fingers are starting to freeze. The 28 degrees is really becoming apparent, but you turn it on and the little thing goes on, and then you got the little screen here, and then you turn on this little guy, same little button here on top, and you get these little blue lines right over here that indicates that we are ready to go. So now I'm talking into the microphone and you can see that it's recording something. I'm gonna plug this in and we'll take a look. Alrighty, so one of the things that I think is a big improvement on the Rode Wireless Pro is that where it is attached, like right up here, let me see. Right, you see where the attachment of the microphone comes up here on the Pro version. It's actually like you screw in the little top, there's like a little screw in thing, and that prevents accidental detachment of your microphone. Because the worst thing, like I said, that you want to do is you want to find yourself in a situation where you thought you recorded stuff, but you didn't because something went wrong with your, there we go. You just attach it like this. You could attach it, actually what I do is I attach it backwards because then you don't see the cord. I attach it like this and actually run it under my shirt. But because I have this jacket, I can just put the cord underneath the jacket. I'm not going to take my shirt off right now. It's so cold. I'm going to freeze my nipples off. Here we go. So somewhere over here is the microphone. And hopefully you guys are able to pick up on the sound. Now in this case, walking around the camera really won't make a difference because it's picking up here. It's not picking up from there. So one of the biggest advantages to having this type of microphone system is that you could be talking from a distance away. You don't really need to be worried about how far you are. I mean, to a degree. It does have a little bit of a distance limiter, so if you walk away too far, and we can test that here in just a second. I'll actually walk to the other side of the, and we'll see how much of a distance we can gain. But how about I go to the other side of the tennis court and we'll see what's up. You do have to try to keep the microphone in direct range without being closed off by anything. They do say that it could have some interference, and I'm not sure if you'll pick up on that right now. But like if I walk away like this, I don't know if it's still gonna pick me up. You might see some disruptions, but here we are. We're just gonna go ahead and walk to the other side. Another big advantage to this type of microphone system is that it's picking up predominantly like around where I am right now, and it's dampening everything else. I think what it's doing is it's automatically dampening the surround sound. So the cars that we heard with the shotgun microphone right now are probably going to be non-existent. Now if I close my mouth for a minute, you might still be able to hear the sounds a little bit, because then I think the microphone becomes a little bit more sensitive. But this is a great microphone. This is a great microphone if you're using in situations where you're intending to mainly use your camera to record yourself, like this. I would say even this old used lavalier mic system, this wireless mic system does wonders. In many situations, I found myself trying to overcomplicate things and set up the nice quality sound with a shotgun mic or a surround sound mic, and what I would do is if I'm talking to the camera like this, I really think that there's nothing that really beats this particular mic system. Now I'm gonna turn, we're gonna walk, okay? Let's see, are we still, yeah, we're still good. So how about this? I'm gonna just turn this. Now the distance to the other side of the tennis court is definitely pretty large, and I'm not sure if I'm going to stay in focus, but I'm just going to walk. I'm just going to walk and we're going to see how far we can get. I'll put this, it was at 24, I'm going to just go ahead and put it to 70. Here we are. We're just going to walk, okay? I'm going to walk a little while and see where we're going to see how far we can get away from the camera and still end up having good sound. In practical situation, you're really not going to be this far away from the camera unless you're in some kind of a scenario where maybe you're recording across the street or across the highway. But in practical, like I said, in practical situation, most of the time you're not really going to be this far away from the camera. And for most cases,
the distance that is between you and the camera is going to be sufficient. I mean, we're already like, I would probably say 200 feet, I don't know. I'm not really good spatially. I would say this would probably be closer to 200 feet maybe. We're still walking, still talking. Yeah, still, I forgot my gloves. It's really, sometimes, if you guys can still hear me, sometimes if you're filming yourself like this, where you're really far away, it may seem a little bit unnatural when the sound, like the sound of the voice, is like as if you're standing there talking to the camera right there. This is pretty far. You guys are not going to even be able to see me, but yeah. So and we're still getting clear sound for the most part. Probably, I'm not sure. Here I'm coming back. So. Like I said, it's a good microphone system. There is no ideal microphone system. I feel like there's always going to be some microphones that are going to serve your purposes better than others. It really depends on your particular situation. So shotgun microphones definitely great in situations where maybe you're shooting videos of people talking, but they don't necessarily have this other part of the lavalier mic. What are you gonna do? Clip on the lavalier mic onto everybody that you talk to? Maybe not. Let me put this back to 28. There we go. So in that particular situation, you can't have a lav mic, you can't have a wireless mic system, but what you can have is you can have either a surround sound or a shotgun. I would personally recommend having a shotgun microphone in situations where you're shooting, you know, people talking in groups of people and things like that. And I would recommend a surround sound microphone in situations where you really want to pick up on that surround sound, where you really want that environment, like the leaves, the rustling of the leaves and all that type of stuff. So let's do some more tests, okay? I want to kind of show you guys some stuff. Notice how this microphone is when I'm moving, okay? So here I am, I'm moving. I don't know if it's gonna really make a difference. Do you guys hear anything unusual? Do you hear any disruptions? I hope not. But so I'm just gonna be walking out of the tennis court, and we're just gonna take a walk and just sort of hear the sounds. I'm using the surround sound microphone here, and we're gonna kind of get an idea as far as, because there's gonna be some people that will want to upgrade their microphone system like this to, say, some kind of a surround sound or something, just for sort of run and gun situations. And would that be a good idea? Yes, let's find out. Maybe we can get some rustling leaves and all that type of stuff. We do have a little bit of wind, just a slight bit. Hopefully we're going to be able to hear that. Here's a arm's length extended try for vlogging situation with that road surround. I have my camera extended out in my hands, just kind of walking, seeing how that sounds. In that particular situation, I really didn't see anything wrong with using the in-body camera, but we'll test that as well. I don't have a whole lot of time left, but we'll give that a test try. We're recording now again. Now I'm using the shotgun microphone instead of the surround sound. Once again, I'm using extended arm approach, so we're kind of pretty close. This is probably going to end up being the most, I guess, condensed as far as the voice that you can get with this particular. I'm freezing. I'm freezing my butt off here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the video. But yeah, so, and let's just record some sounds while I still have a little bit of room on my card left.
somewhere out there is that road. Now I'm actually recording now behind the camera, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to pick up any more sounds of the cars or anything like that. Things are pretty quiet now. Well, and finally, I only have like a couple of minutes left on my SD card. Unfortunately, I didn't bring two. I didn't know it was gonna be this extensive, but this is using the in-camera microphone system. For the most part, it is a sufficient microphone system for many cases, but I'm gonna go ahead and conclude here in just a minute. Thank you everybody for taking the time to watch this video, especially for those that are really wanting these sort of specs and whatnot. My wife was telling me I should have just went to different places and did different tests and stuff, but I enjoy making these test videos, and if you guys want to see more of them, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit a like for this video. And ask me what else you want me to do as far as different tests and recordings and whatnot. I'd be more than happy to do that. I also want to do some records and tests with different camera systems and different lenses and things to kind of give you guys some of that stuff. But let's do the final walkthrough. How the sounds of walking through the leaves. There's some kind of a helicopter system going. Even my toes are starting to freeze. Be sure to leave me a comment below, let me know. Otherwise I won't know what you guys enjoyed and what you guys didn't enjoy about this video. I probably have quite a lot of editing that I'm gonna have to do. A lot of my videos are way too long. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Alright, see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.